Long ago, near the northern frontier, where the mountains whispered to the clouds and the roads murmured with the winds, there existed a mysterious path known as Vajrapath. It wasn't an ordinary road. It was for those who dared not only to cross the outer world, but also the dark alleys of their inner self. Legend had it, this path demanded a traveler's most precious possession, their self. One day, two people arrived at its edge, a warrior and a seeker. The warrior, burdened with heavy armor, his body etched with stories of time, eyes burning with a passion to conquer, to prove. He had fought countless battles and never allowed defeat to enter his name. People called him the Invincible. And the Seeker, a quiet man with dusty feet. He wore no special robes, carried no weapon, only a silence that flowed like time. He had come from the distant caves of the East, where he had meditated in silence for 10 years. Their destinations were different. One sought power, the other truth. But now, the path was the same. As they stepped onto Vajrapath, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew eerily still, no birdsong, no rustling leaves, as if nature itself was testing them. The first stop was the Valley of Fear. This valley gave form to one's deepest terrors. Out of the mist rose shapes the warrior's childhood loneliness, the rejection by his father, the moment he first killed an innocent. He screamed, "I can fight them," and drew his sword. But the fears kept changing, and every strike landed in thin air. The seeker sat down. He placed his palm on the ground, took a deep breath, and closed his eyes. The shadows circled him, but he didn't move. Slowly, they vanished on their own. The second stop was the Land of Desires. Everything here was dazzling: palaces, rivers of gold, power, praise, glory. The warrior saw his future, a crowned emperor, the world at his feet. He ran forward, all this should be mine. But as soon as he touched it, everything melted into dust. The seeker paused. He saw his mother for a moment, then a small child, and in a dreamlike vision, himself meditating in solitude. He folded his hands in reverence and moved on. The third stop was the Forest of Memories. There were no trees. Each tree was a memory. Green leaves were like moments of joy, dry ones like things left unfinished. The warrior got lost. He saw faces he betrayed, women he loved but never accepted. His heart grew heavy, thought he trembled. The seeker stopped too. He saw a friend he couldn't save. A tear rolled down, but he smiled as if something became clear and walked on. By now, both were exhausted. Their bodies weren't tired, their souls were. The fourth stop was the Gate of Emptiness. A massive stone gateway, no door, just a void. Even the wind hesitated to enter. Upon it was written, "Before entering, leave your greatest burden here, I. The warrior said, "I've never bowed before anyone. My identity is my strength." The seeker replied, "And perhaps that identity is your greatest chain." After a moment of silence, the warrior laid his weapons on the ground. He let go of the name people had chanted for years. The seeker relinquished his last prayer and said, "Now I am only silence." The gate opened. Inside, there was no sound, no thought, just an immense silence, not like an answer, but like a mirror. At its center sat a man in deep meditation, Buddha. No words, no gestures, just a presence, unmoving like a mountain. The warrior saw that silence and felt something shatter within. The one who had never bowed now touched the earth. The seeker stood still. His eyes were closed, yet every answer was visible to him. Buddha said nothing, but his silence had spoken all. In our lives, too, there comes a Vajrapath, a journey where there's no battlefield, yet we feel shattered. Where there are no swords, no enemies, yet we must face our fears, identities, and desires. We often think strength means never bending, never losing. But real strength lies in hearing the voice within, dropping the ego, and embracing silence. The seeker and warrior may appear different, but their inner journey is the same. One came to win, one to understand, and both found truth only after losing everything. Buddha's silence doesn't give answers, it reveals them. Transformation never happens where applause roars. It happens in stillness, when we drop all burdens and simply stand, as a question. And perhaps that is the only way to finally arrive at ourselves.